Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Cliff Yates Show, as always. Well, not always, but today I am live, and I'm glad to be here with you live. We have the comments open. Let's get right at it. Be harsh with your enemies. Be harsh. You've got to be very harsh with your enemies. And here's what I mean when I say harsh with the enemies. I'm talking about the enemies of indecision, procrastination, pessimism. Those are the enemies that we have to fight on a daily basis. Yes, protect yourself from the thieves in the alley, the thieves that want to rob you and take your purse and or your wallet. We have to protect ourselves from those robbers. But more importantly, the thief of the mind. That is our worst enemy. The thief of the mind that wants us to rob us, that wants to rob us of our opportunities in the future ambition. You know what I'm talking about. We got to fight these enemies. My biggest enemy, I'll tell you right now, it is procrastination. Procrastination, I have to fight it on a daily basis. Why? Because I'm so good at it. I'm so great at procrastination, I could teach it. We got to fight it. We got to fight those enemies, and we got to be harsh with them. We are going to suffer the pain of one or two things. We're going to suffer from the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. One weighs ounces and the other weighs tons. If you've been alive long enough like I have, then you know that we have tasted both. If you've been around a few years, you've tasted both. You've tasted discipline and you've tasted regret. Yeah, sometimes discipline can be a little bitter itself, right? Getting up at 5 a.m. to get out there to the gym, ooh, that can hurt a little bit, taste a little bit bitter, but in the end, you know you're going to have a return on that investment that's going to be sweet. It's almost like going through the cake to get to the frosting. You know something's good is going to come from it. It happens every single time. Now, regret, negative. Nothing good ever comes from regret. Nothing. Tastes terrible from the beginning, tastes terrible later, and there's no return on the investment that caused regret. So we don't want to taste that anymore. So going forward, we got to do the things that are going to destroy those enemies that are going to be thieves of future opportunities. And we can destroy them. We can do it by intentional thinking, by changing our programming, by changing the paradigm that we have in our mind that was developed so many years ago by everyone around us. When we were first born, laying there in the crib, our subconscious mind was open to everything that was being said to us, everything that we were seeing, everything that we were hearing. And for the first 7 years, it really formed how we process information, how we think about things, and what the meaning is to what's happening to us. But the beauty is we can always change it. We can change our paradigm, the way we think about things, the way we process what's happening in the outside world. We can change it. We have neuroplasticity, our brain, right? Our mind. We can change our minds, how we think. The problem is our brain's going to fight us. Our current paradigm is going to fight back really hard. Why? Because it wants to keep us alive. It wants to keep us going. It says to us, hey, don't change. You're alive right now. What are you doing? Why are you leaving the cave? You're alive. You're well. Don't move. Well, there's no dinosaurs out there anymore, so we have to override those thoughts because we know better. So we can do it. We can change our paradigm. We can change the habitual habits that we have used in the past to process our outside circumstances. And now we can be operating on a higher level, on a higher function, more efficient. More than that, you and I, let's face it, we're not part of the masses. No, we're not addicted to mediocrity. Not you and I. No, you, me. We are peak performers. We're high achievers. And isn't that a great, great crowd to be around? Well, it's not even a crowd. The higher you get in the way you think, it's a smaller and smaller crowd. But that's okay. You and I don't mind. I took a little bit of notes today, I did a little bit of studying and applying what I studied because that's really key. Key is to study and apply. Just gathering knowledge is not enough. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. That's the key. That's what's going to destroy the enemies of procrastination, pessimism. That's the thing that's going to destroy indecision, is habituating habits that are going to empower us. And we can do it. It costs us nothing, but we're going to have to take the action that we need to take, right? Some people say, what if I make the wrong decision? It's better than no decision. If you've ever been in management or leadership, you know that no decision is worse than the wrong decision. We can always change it. We can always adjust, make a different decision going forward, but we're never going to stop. We're going to persevere. And that is key. Make a decision. Try to make an informed decision, a knowledgeable decision, and we can do that by gathering the information. However, we want to apply it the best way that we know how. But we have to put things into action. We can't be library philosophers. We can't be library achievers where we just gather information, put it on the shelf. Nope, we got to put it into action, and then we have to adjust accordingly. First of all, there's two things that we're going to have to decide right off the bat: where we want to go and where are we now, and then start heading in that direction. You got to know those two waypoints. That's what you have to know for success. You got to know those 2 points. If you drop down in the middle of a woods in a parachute and you wanted to go to New York City, you can't just start off. You might be headed towards California. You got to know, not just New York, where am I currently? Wherever you want to go, know where you are first, then start heading in the direction you want to go. Know your 2 waypoints. Pretty much a secret to success in life. I'm so glad you're here, everybody. You're getting me all fired up. I love going live in the vertical format of YouTube, which I do most mornings, Morning Coffee with Cliff. But today, this afternoon, I'm going live in the horizontal format. And I don't always get a lot of comments or a lot of people watching. But if I do, I'll answer any and all questions. I am currently on my own island here in the Thousand Island region of upstate New York. And we're talking about dealing with our enemies very harshly. The enemies of pessimism, indecision, procrastination. These are things that we have to actively destroy. They are thieves of the mind. They will steal opportunities that are going to come our way. We have to be ready for the opportunities because they're going to show up, especially you and I, with our positive mental attitude. They are going to show up. Don't be on the fence. Get off. Jump off. What if I'm on the wrong side? You can always jump to the other side. I got to repeat that key phrase. We must all suffer one of the 2 pains. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Right? Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. You know, we can't change the seasons. We can't rearrange the seasons. We can't change the tides. But we can change us. We can change you and I. You and I have the power. We have self-empowerment if we'll act on it. And that's what I would encourage you to do today. The mind has to be fed. It can't be starved. It's going to be acting anyways. It's going to be active. It's going to be creating. That mind is just like a beautiful garden. It's a beautiful garden. We got to weed it. You got to have the weeds gone, and you got to plant good things in your subconscious mind. And you know what? Thoughts that are married with strong emotions planted in the subconscious mind is going to cause circumstances and people to be attracted into your life that are going to manifest into their physical reality, that which you strongly imagined with feeling and emotion. Do it on purpose. Do it intentionally. And your enemies will have no power in your kingdom. Your kingdom of success will not be subject to the enemies, the thieves of indecision, procrastination, pessimism. Remember, we are kind of wired. We're wired and we lean into negativity. Why? For self-protection. So we have to override some of those fears, some of those thieves of opportunities that are just trying to keep us alive. Remember, your paradigm, your mindset is trying to keep you alive because you're alive right now and it wants to keep you that way. Doesn't care about keeping you healthy, doesn't care about keeping you happy or satisfied or striving for an ambitious goal. No, no, no. It just wants to keep you alive. That's why we got to take action in the right direction for the right reason in the right way. And then we're going to have a fulfilling and satisfying life. I'm going to tell you because I've lived long enough to try these things out. I've been studying these philosophies for so long that I can talk about them. I can talk about them forever because I've come to know them. I've read the books, but I've read the books over again. I've read them over again. People are going to think you weird when you start reading your books over and over again. They're going to ask you what you're reading. You're going to tell them, I'm reading the Bible. I'm reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And they're going to ask you in 6 months, what are you reading now? I'm reading Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I thought you already read it. I did. But you know what I am? I'm reading it again. I'm reading it again. We have the power to change. We can all get better. You can get better. I can get better. And we operate most efficiently when we're making progress towards a worthy goal or ambition. That really is going to create the side effect of happiness. And man, no greater joy than having a positive impact on somebody else. I thrive on it. I love it. And you can too. If you haven't tried it already, start where you're at. Start with the people that are closest to you. Start with your spouse. Start with your mom, your dad, your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister. Start from there and then gradually start to expand and express your influence to more and more people. And you're going to get hooked on having a positive impact on other people. We don't lack capacity. What we lack are teachers. We have such capacity. You know, kids can learn so many languages when they're young. There are kids in Europe, they learn 3, 4, 5 languages as they grow up. Why? Because they're being taught several different languages. We have the capacity. We just lack the teachers. Scripture says, treat your body like a temple. Not like a tool shed. Treat your body like a temple. It's what we live in. It's what carries us around in life. It's our life force. Treat it like a temple, not like a tool shed. Scripture also says, for the spirit is willing, but the body is weak. That's a sad combination. A willing spirit, but a weak body. You wake up in the morning and your mind says, let's get after him. And your body says, I can't get out of bed. Sad combination. Change it. Change it right now. Never again will your body tell you, I can't get out of bed. Force it. Force it into the gym. Sometimes the heaviest weight that you're going to push is the front door of the gym. Get in there. Get after it. Act as if no one else is alive on this earth. Do not worry about other people's judgments or opinions of you. That's none of your business. And if you have a hard time doing it, start thinking as if no one else is alive. You're going to the gym and no one else is there. No one else can see you. And you will not feel as though people are judging you or having a harsh opinion of you. Don't ever let that stop you. Other people's opinions and judgments of you is none of your business. I've had to learn that it's none of my business. I know because I have to put myself out there to expand and express on my YouTube channel philosophies and ideas for living a better life. And that opens me up for public criticism and or attack, and I'm okay with it. You know what? Sometimes my critics, my attackers, I thank them because they're interacting with the channel. Hey, if you haven't already and you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Join a community of progress. We got to be growing, constantly growing, because if we're not growing, we're dying, everybody. Make sure your outside circumstances, our outside circumstances are a direct reflection of our inside thinking. Now, life happens to us. There's going to be moments and times that we can't anticipate. But as a general rule, Our outside life circumstances are going to be a direct reflection of our inside thinking. Let those thoughts be good. Let them be creative. Get out of the habit of thinking competitively. Start thinking creatively. Sometimes it's hard to do because the enemy tries to sneak in. Those same enemies that we need to be harsh with. Pessimism, negativity, procrastination. We have got to get rid of those negative thoughts of indecision. Get off the fence. Make a decision. We can change how we think, how we act, and therefore we're going to change the results that we're going to get. Listen, I get it. I get all excited about this stuff, and I'll tell you why. Because there was a time in my life. There was a time in my life when I was in a negative place mentally. I was in a negative place kind of physically. I was in a negative place relationship-wise. And then I had the gift for a moment of anger and frustration because you know what? Sometimes anger and frustration can fuel you into taking some action. And if it results in a positive response, then that is a good thing. However, that energy created by anger and frustration can only take you so far, right? It got me to say to myself, I'm not going to take this anymore. You know what? I'm done with this job. I'm going to get my real estate license and I'm going to change everything. I'm going to be in charge of my life. And I got my real estate license. You know, I did that really fueled by anger and frustration. Got my real estate license. And then my broker sent me to a seminar by Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, the first mentor, the first employer really in the field of personal growth for Tony Robbins. Jim Rohn, I got to go see him in person. My broker sent me. I thought it was sales training. It turned out to be life training. It was life-changing, I'll guarantee you that. And wow, I started applying the concepts and ideas and philosophies that Jim Rohn talked about. That led me to reading about 50 books, and it led me to read Unlimited Power by Tony Robbins. It led me to go to my first Tony Robbins Live, Unleash the Power Within seminar. I walked the coals. Yeah, 2,000 people in Anaheim, California. And I got to tell you, those influences changed my life. They had a big influence on me, and it set me on this journey of continual growth because I saw the positive results that I was getting from me changing. I recognized right away when I changed, things began to change for me. And you know what? Things can change for you right now at the blink of an eye. You can change your thinking. You can change the meaning that you're giving to things and circumstances when? Right now. Blinking of an eye. And I'm telling you, your life will be set on a different course. You can start setting a new destination for where you want to go, and you can be very accurate in your evaluation of where you currently are. Be honest with yourself. This is where I'm at right now. That is where I want to go. Pick a place that you want to go that's going to pull you. Don't pick an easy place. Don't pick a logical place. Be illogical. Pick goals that are illogical. Don't go with the common wisdom. Make sure it's something that's achievable. Don't pick something achievable. Pick something that seems impossible, seems crazy. Your family and friends tell you, why are you picking that as a goal? What makes you think that you can accomplish that? Why do you think that you could even do that? Then you know you're on the right track. You know you've picked the right goal. You know you've picked the right destination because some crazy, unbelievable goal that you have from your heart is going to pull you in destinations you're never going to see coming. You're going to be so surprised. And even when you get there, you're going to say, wow, I should have picked here. I should have picked even farther. I should have picked even higher. You're going to be so surprised at the results that you're going to get from the change in your thinking, the meaning that you give to everything that happens to you, and the new direction you've picked for yourself. Oh, you're going to look back and you're going to say, wow. You're going to be pretty proud of everything that you accomplished and everything you did. All right, everybody, you're in the right place. If you found me on a podcast platform, listen, follow the show, like it, share it with somebody who you think might benefit. And if you're watching on the YouTube channel, hey, subscribe, comment, like, and share. Why not? Help me grow the show. One quality person at a time. And the next one is you. I'm confident in it and you. I have more confidence in your potential than you do. All right, everybody. I'm Cliff Yates. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I went a little crazy. I get inspired by your feedback. I get inspired by the opportunities and achievements that we know are in front of us. That's in our future. The future vision is so powerful and compelling. It drives us forward, and nothing can stop us. Perseverance beats talent every time. Be harsh with your enemies of procrastination, indecision, pessimism. Wipe them out. You have the power. Oh, my goodness. You have good things coming your way. I'll see you in the next episode, everybody.